Ain't It Cool News presents Ain't It Scary Reviews, a month-long exploration of terror.
The Wolfman with Lon Chaney Jr. wasn't Universal Pictures' first attempt at turning the werewolf into a bankable icon. 6 years earlier, they had Werewolf of London, and it has just about everything you'd expect from a good werewolf picture. The story involves a botanist in search of a rare flower in Asia. When he finds it in a secluded mountain passage, he also discovers a strange beast, a wolf dressed in human clothes. The botanist fights off the animal, but not before suffering a large bite on his forearm. When he returns home to his laboratory in London, we see all sorts of rare plants that he's collected over the years, but he's fascinated by this new flower. So is another man who introduces himself as the attacker from Asia.
And how did these unfortunate gentlemen contract this medieval unpleasantness?
From the bite of another werewolf.
He warns our botanist that he will turn into a werewolf at the next full moon, but the rare plant can stop his transformation temporarily. From there, the botanist succumbs to the new disease and stalks his fellow Londoners at night. The movie is effective, and just as good, if not better, than The Wolfman. For one, I like this version of the werewolf better. He's more human. Jack Pierce wanted to give our protagonist, played by Henry Hull, the full fur treatment, just like the one he would later use on Lon Chaney Jr., but the makeup was scaled back for the sake of the actor and production costs. With less fur on the face, the actor is able to make more use of his expressions. Also, he's less animalistic. The first night he changes into the beast, he stops to put on a coat and hat before leaving the house. It also seems like the animal side allows him to play out his inhibitions. Instead of going strictly after random people, his jealousy and disdain for those close to him propel his attacks. The director uses lots of movement and a shallow depth of field in several scenes to create a strong mood. I also like how the humor is sprinkled throughout the picture to lighten the mood in between the werewolf kills.
Which one of you ladies has rooms?
I have, and most reasonable. 3 shillings a week for a gentleman, and the rooms is splendid. Don't you pay any attention to the lying old hypocrite, sir. Now my rooms is...
It keeps the piece from becoming too depressing and makes the werewolf scenes more impactful. It's difficult to feel too much empathy for the protagonist though. He's really kind of a dick. He doesn't listen to the warnings from his fellow werewolf, he puts his work before his marriage, and he just isn't very likable. Lon Chaney Jr. made for a much more sympathetic character. In the end, the master botanist deserves much of the blame for the atrocities committed by his furry alter ego. The film bombed at the box office. Some say it too closely resembled Paramount's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from a few years earlier. It's easy to make those comparisons as some of the transformation effects and the story structure are very similar. Taken out of context though, the film stands on its own as an excellent Universal monster story, one that could be paired with the Spanish version of Dracula as a double feature of classic Universal monster movies that deserve more love.